Welcome, Sons of Asgard, to Geek Salad's reviews from the Geek Salad podcast. I'm Andy.
And I'm Mike.
And I could tell you right now, I really wish I had like one of those little time thingies to zip us back to yesterday, because our original intent for today's review, which is episode 1 of the Disney Plus series Loki, was we were going to do a live reaction video. Mike came over. It's the first time Mike and I have like shared space for 16 months. So it was really nice to have you over. We were watching this, and it was like, okay, this was great. Then Mike was going to cut in the show and all that. We're going to show our reactions and stuff. And I did not realize that I had the video on time lapse. So, yes.
We watched a full hour's episode in about 10 minutes.
Waste of time that was. I'm kidding. It was a great episode.
Yes, it was.
So, just a couple of production notes real quick. Next week, we are still not doing Cars 2. Our doing friend Kurt Smith.
Yeah, we're doing a movie that's possibly even worse.
Even worse, yes, exactly. It's going to make us beg to do Cars 2. Kurt is going to be joining us to help us review Caddyshack 2, which apparently is on HBO Max. And I don't have any excuse for staying up late on Saturday night to do anything other than watching it. So it's 90 minutes. He said it felt it went on forever, but to which I say, Kurt, I aged 5 years watching the Snyder Cut. So I think 90 minutes might only seem like 3 hours to me. So,
well, to which I say, I just got you that coffee liqueur. So,
yeah, I don't know how much caffeine is in that. I'm sure there's a lot because it's a cold brew. Yeah. Mr. Black. It's great when I can make liquor jokes. My daughter gets them.
And in fact, she started that one.
Yeah, she did. She did, actually. My daughter loves The Simpsons. So anyway, we are talking about episode 1 of Loki.
Glorious Purpose.
The third of the Disney Plus Marvel MCU TV shows premiered this year. Damn. It has
been a good year.
This has not only been a good year, but I really just kind of feel like, and I'm kind of cribbing from Bob Chipman on this one. It's like the perennial honor student is now just volleying for extra credit at this point.
Actually, no, WandaVision was last year. It was last November. Really?
Nope. It was in February, I think.
I thought it came out in
No,
November.
I think it was this year. It was definitely this year.
Oh, yeah.
You know
no, actually, you're right.
Mandalorian.
You're right.
Mandalorian was the,
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Star Wars in the winter, Marvel in the spring. I gotta say that this is just, again, it's just, it's hard to not sound like a Marvel fanboy. But
they keep giving us quality.
Yeah, exactly. Not only do they keep giving us quality, they keep giving us something different. And even, like, I was thinking more about this, because I remember you and I were watching it last night. And just by the way, folks, I put it in our Twitter announcement about the show. There is a slight chance we might spoil things. So if you have not watched episode 1 yet, come back. This does show up on the channel afterwards. I can't promise I'm not going to spoil anything, so I'm not even going to bother trying to not. I'll do my best, but it's hard to give a quality review and be vague at the same time. So,
fortunately, we'll just settle with being incoherent.
What changes from anything else we do, right?
Exactly.
I remember, like, when Loki is getting checked in, which is just fantastic. I likened it to the Black Lodge in Twin Peaks, which you didn't get the reference.
No.
Now, I definitely think this inspires more. We've always said there's a Doctor Who influence to this.
Yeah.
But the bureaucracy end of another interdimensional plane is totally the good place.
I've also heard it's very Beetlejuice.
It is, in a lot of ways. It is the overwhelming bureaucracy of things.
Yeah.
It is really kind of cool because it's not an afterlife style story. It's all about keeping the timeline pure.
Right. The what was it? The divine timeline.
The divine timeline. Yes, exactly. Which I think is hilarious because we've been dealing with so much talk right now that everything is we're gonna be moving into the multiverses now because Marvel's done all they can. Now we got to start bringing in characters from other movies, and it's again, this is a Bob Shipman thing, the sad trombone that there is no multiverse.
Well, I mean, this episode really kind of tells us that, yeah, before now there is no multiverse. Exactly. But we do know it's kind of leading to one because we're building up to Doctor Strange in the multiverse of madness.
Right. Now, whatever happens with that, I don't know, because it might not be Loki or the story of Loki that ruins the Divine Timeline. That could very well be a Wanda thing, because it has been heavily rumored that Wanda is the big bad in Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
So I gotta say, for a premiere episode, it didn't leave us for want of anything. No. The opening was about as obvious an opening as you could get, and I wouldn't have had it any other way.
Yeah.
The giving us pretty much that 2012 scene from Endgame,
which was phenomenal. I love Loki, and there's just, has anyone seen this? Okay.
But it's so nice to revisit that and just remember that even in movies like Endgame, which were really heavy, especially towards the end, to get that levity, that little bit of levity that happened when they're concluding the 2012 timeline.
Yeah.
And I do like too that he brings up that the Avengers did mess up the timeline, and his judge was like, yeah, they were supposed to.
Yeah. I mean, this episode, I would say if there was any downside to this episode, it was that this was the necessary exposition dump.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they did it. An exposition dump is all fine and good if you can do it well. And this episode did it really, really well.
Yeah.
Especially the interactions between Owen Wilson's Mobius and Mobius.
Yep.
And Loki. I mean, they had just great phenomenal back and forth.
They do have a good chemistry together, especially because Owen Wilson is definitely playing up the nerdiness of a lot of his characters, and the fact that Loki has always been not so much in control. He's always given the air that he is in complete control, and he's never in control.
Yeah.
As evidenced by this great reel of Loki's failures.
Yeah, it's basically Loki's always been there just to make other people better, make them attain the power and the nobility that they need to. But Loki himself has always just been a failure, basically.
Yeah, he has. He's never done anything in a positive end for himself other than dying heroically.
Yeah.
And even still, now that's kind of been shifted around. And it is interesting too. I kind of wish, and I told you about this, and I don't know if it was just kind of like one of those things that they felt might have been a little inside baseball to just, the whole thing about, he kills Coulson, and that brought the Avengers together. Oh, and by the way, and then they show a clip from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which I was thinking about what you said, that, it's not really been acknowledged whether or not it is part of the MCU.
Right.
It is an unacknowledged part of the MCU, especially if you consider that the first two seasons tied heavily to the movies.
Yes, they did.
It's more out of the realm of possibility that Netflix's The Punisher takes place in the same universe as Guardians of the Galaxy, if you really want to take the extremes of what the MCU has to offer.
Yeah, I think it's just more of like like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And like the Inhumans. They've, I mean, basically,
Bill Cannon.
Yeah, Feige's always been like, yeah, okay, that was Perlmutter stuff. I won't want anything to do with it. So rather than like drop maybe little Easter eggs. So like, I'm not going to open up that can of worms. I can drop any other Easter egg I want, but that can of worms, I am leaving to the side. I am not touching. And he opens up a lot of Easter eggs.
Yes. I had a good time watching this. It's fun to see. It's fun to see Tom Hiddleston come back. It's fun to see him still game to do this.
And it's fun to see him actually take still find elements of Loki after playing the role for what, like
10 years. It has been 10 years.
What Thor was 2010?
2011.
He's been playing the same role for 10 years. And he's still finding new elements about the character.
Yeah, there's new ground. Not only is there new ground with this, the fact that he's made a full-time job out of this, and it's interesting when you see him do other things, and you're like, whatever.
Yeah. I've never watched Man in the High Castle. I've heard he's really, really good in that. But
I didn't know he was in that because I really haven't watched that yet.
Yeah, that's Amazon Prime, I believe.
Yes, it is.
Anyway,
so yeah, again, it's just one of those things that you can kind of tell when an actor is kind of given up on.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah. You can kind of tell when they give up on a role, and Tom Hiddleston is not yet given up on this.
I mean, hell, he's still game to like come out in Comic-Con in full dress.
Yeah.
Well,
I do love the fact that the whole DB Cooper thing was that he lost a bet
to Thor and Heimdall.
Yeah, to Thor and Heimdall.
I love it because like that was like kind of front and center in the trailer, and it was like, oh wow, he's back to his mischief, and like, Thor and Heimdall is like, nah, it's just kind of passed away, flashback.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm really interested in seeing where this goes. Unlike, remember with WandaVision, we got the 2 episodes at once. And we're not getting that. These are going to be Wednesday launches instead of, like, I was half expecting a Friday, like another one to come up tomorrow. I don't think it's going to happen.
No, it's not.
Yeah. I did find it interesting, though, that our partner, Catherine, was fooled by the Entertainment Weekly ad that says it comes out tomorrow because it went to print prior to them. It was less than a month ago, I think they made the announcement they were moving it to Wednesday, right?
Yep. Tom Hiddleston came out on his Twitter and basically just saying it was a very Loki thing to do. Just switch it to Wednesday.
Yep.
We're not doing things the normal Marvel way at Fridays. We're doing Wednesdays.
Well, that'll make life a little easier too for some of us because we're still trying to catch up on the Bad Batch, and just to have this as kind of like a nice little midweek treat.
And if I may go spoiler, like just full on spoiler for a moment.
Yep.
Because I heard this rumor today, but we didn't discuss it last night, so I wanted to put it to you right now. The latest rumor I've heard is that the rogue variant Loki is Lady Loki.
Lady Loki.
Yeah, it was from a comic run. I forget when it was, but like Asgard had fallen, and a lot of the gods were kind of reincarnated in different forms on Earth, and Loki was actually reincarnated as a woman. And but then it ended up being just like a deception as usual. But Lady Loki has been a kind of popular, kind of underground character in comics. So what would you think of that?
That would be I think that would be very interesting. I don't know if that would get confusing.
Well, no more confusing than Tom Hiddleston playing both versions of Loki.
Right. But then again, we kind of see that a lot with the, his, whenever he does the whole thing fooling Thor again, again and again. He's falling for that. I do love too, and I don't know when this was filmed. I don't know if this was kind of filmed. I don't think it was filmed. I think it was filmed prior to WandaVision being released.
Yes.
But doesn't it really feel like that's one of those things that they looked upon the feedback from WandaVision go, oh fuck that, we gotta put a Mephisto, throw everybody off the set. It's Mephisto.
Yeah. The director of this already said, yeah, no, the horns was just Loki, the helmet. Yeah.
But wouldn't that be great though if they didn't really know how to approach that, and then like they're looking at social media feed and go, call him back for a reshoot.
Feige wants to troll him again.
I think that would be awesome. I mean, everything about it has been just this Mephisto, Pietro coming back, but it being the other one, and all it really was just, set up a dick joke at the end because, no, we're not bringing back that character.
Or they're all Skrulls.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, there was actually a Skrull in the TVA office.
Yes, I saw
entry hall. Very cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff within the TVA, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of Easter eggs that are sitting in the background. We kind of got the idea that there will be things lingering because that box where he kept the Tesseract, also had all of those Infinity Stones.
And he picked up the Time Stone, and I don't recall ever seeing him put it back.
Right, but here's the thing: they don't work in.
No, but if he knew he was going to, join forces with them, then he would know he would leave the TVA.
Mm-hmm.
Would regain its power.
That's true. I think that would be interesting too, especially because you know when they're going to bring it up, right? When they show previously on Loki, and they're like, "What's are these Infinity Stones?" And then they just cut something else because that's just how that works. If you haven't seen a character for 3 episodes, then they show up in the previously on, they're coming back.
Yep. Kind of a mild spoiler, so that's why it's probably best not to watch that.
Right. I think again, it's the first episode. And it's very easy to fall over ourselves over the first episode being a lot of fun, good exposition. Again, not taking having a lot of fun with like the instructional cartoon.
Yeah, Miss Minute.
I think that not only is that great, the art style they chose for the animation was even better because that is such 1950s instructional animation.
Yep. The big long elongated noses that you see like the gold
It's essentially an outline of a person and then like it's really kind of like weirdly shaded background behind him.
Right. I know one more thing. I know another thing that you'd definitely want to mention, especially Natalie Holt doing the music.
Yeah.
With a theremin.
Yes. It was the music was very interesting because I kept watching the entire episode going, who did the music? I didn't want to like take my eyes off of it, look at my phone and see who did it. But yeah, Natalie Holt has got a lot. She did Wallander. Yeah. Which really was the first time I ever saw Tom Hiddleston because it's a Kenneth Branagh joint. She's done a lot of stuff. And I think that the music in this is fantastic, especially, considering this is something that we don't really talk a lot about with the TV shows, the Disney Plus TV shows, is how good the music is. We mentioned about the, oh God, I can't remember their names now. Well, the Lopez's doing the songs for WandaVision. But yeah.
Which was phenomenal.
Yeah, the music from WandaVision, the music from Falcon and Winter Soldier, it's all been great. So it is fun too. I think that the overall production is fantastic. And again, it's the Disney magic. They got the money to throw at it and make it look theatrical.
Yeah, especially when they actually, when Mobius and Loki are actually looking out of the window and seeing the TVA.
Oh yeah. I mean,
that looked straight out of like a Kirby comic book. We both mentioned that to each other.
Yeah, a lot of details, things stacked upon other things. I wouldn't be shocked if at some point we just see like a room full of circuits. Because that was a big Kirby thing, especially in the 70s. Loved his machinery.
Giant statues holding up, which, I mean, it was actually the TVA is from 1991, so I don't. It wasn't Kirby making it, but it was probably somebody they kind of emulated Kirby.
Yeah, I excuse me. I agree with that.
Who did the TVA? You just keep talking. I'm just
yeah, okay. Well, you know what I really like too was in terms of the art direction, the fact that most of the hallways look like subway, like a subway system.
Yeah,
like a lot of like the traverse ways and the entryways really look like subway. Even though the overall aesthetic is it's the DMV.
Yeah, the TVA was created by Walt Simonson and Sal Buscema.
Okay.
Walt Simonson, that makes sense. And, yeah.
So I don't know how much more I can say about this because it's just like we're still waiting. We got more episodes to go.
Yeah, I mean we like I said, this was really an info dump, an exposition dump. It was a very well done, but still not much of the story has happened yet. We just got glimpses of what the overarching story is going to be, but not much more.
And we've gotten Loki's buy-in.
Yeah.
On this too, that he needs to do this in order to regain his freedom.
Yeah. Or at least a purpose.
Right. Because he can't run anymore.
Yeah.
Especially after he sees himself die.
Yeah. That was Tom Hiddleston at his best. That was just an amazing moment.
That's how it all ends, is just getting choked, just get your neck broken by Thanos.
And then end of film.
Yep. Yeah. It goes without saying, you and I are in for the long haul on this one.
Absolutely.
I'm really looking forward to it. And then what is next after this? Are we going into Star Wars?
I think there's actually a bit of a break. The next thing that I know is coming is in August, and that's What If.
Oh my god, yeah, that's right. Excuse me. Yeah.
Which kind of also leads into the multiverse.
It does, but it's more of a story-based multiverse than anything else.
Yeah. But it definitely, I mean, especially considering this is how Phase 4 it kind of kicks off. It is definitely telling you that they're leaning more into times and alternate universes for Phase 4, which makes sense.
Well, that's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about that. And then I think after that's Book of Boba Fett.
I think Book of Boba Fett is November, December, somewhere around there.
Yeah, because I know that The Mandalorian Season 3 hasn't even started filming yet.
Yeah, that's not until at least next year.
Yeah, fine. Give us a break. Give us a little bit of a break. We got, Andor, and we got Kenobi coming up. So.
Yeah, Kenobi's next March.
Oh, hey, happy birthday to me.
Yeah.
So, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to the fact that I have one channel that was reliably giving me stuff all the time. It's very nice.
Good stuff, too.
Yes, exactly. Anything else to say about Loki, Mike? Are you good?
I'm good.
Awesome. Well, folks, we want to know, what are your thoughts on episode 1 of Loki? Where does this rank for you within the 3 MCU series that have premiered on Disney+? Is this your favorite? Do you need a little more time? Where does WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier fit in with all that? We want to know. Leave a polite comment below. Don't forget, give us a big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button too, because we have videos every week. As I mentioned, next week we are going to be reviewing Caddyshack 2. And then we're reviewing Cars 2.
Yeah, I don't drink, but I might be convinced to.
I think I'm going to be making a companion of Mr. Black. Or Sam Adams. I'll have Mr. Black and Sam Adams joining me on either one of them.
Maybe both.
Not together.
No. But
nasty. So check us out. We also host a podcast, Geek Salad, where you can get wherever you get your podcast from, iTunes, Spotify. We should be going back to the studio next week. to discuss our favorite fictional TV shows and movies. That should be fun. And yeah, if you want to follow us on social media, you can do so on Twitter at Geek Salad Radio and on Facebook at Geek Salad Podcast. Also, check out our merch at TeePublic, keyword Geek Salad Podcast for all of our wares. And I think I hit everything here. Don't forget to subscribe. Share this video too. If you really like what we're bringing, share it with your friends, please. We could always use more subscriptions. So anyway, until next time, I'm Andy.
I'm Mike.
Go forth and be nerdful. We'll talk to you later.
Good job.